Genesis chapter 2, God rested.
So the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed. By the seventh day, God completed his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, for on it he rested from his work of creation.
Starting with Adam, wouldn't it be great to have a historical list of all the generations, from Adam all the way to Jesus, the complete genealogy? We do. You can read it right in 1 Chronicles chapter 1. It starts with Adam. A lot of the names are hard to spell and pronounce, so we're going to make Todd work pretty hard. See how many names you recognize.
1 Chronicles chapter 1. Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Japheth's sons, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tiras. Gomer's sons, Ashkenaz, Rippeth, and Togarmah. Javan's sons, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. Ham's sons, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Cush's sons, Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Raamah, and Sabteka. Raamah's sons, Sheba, and Dedan. Cush fathered Nimrod, who was the first to become a great warrior on earth. Mizraim fathered Ludim, Anamim, Lehabim, Naphtahim, Pathrasim, Casluhim, the Philistines came from them, and Caphtorim. Canaan fathered Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, the Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Archites, Sinanites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. Shem's sons Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Meshach. Arphaxad fathered Shelah, and Shelah fathered Eber. 2 sons were born to Eber. One of them was named Peleg, because the earth was divided during his lifetime. And the name of his brother was Joktan. Joktan fathered Almodad, Sheleph, Hazarmaveth, Jireh, Hadaram, Uzal, Diklah, Ebal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All of these were Joktan's sons: Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Ru, Serug, Nahor, Terah, and Abram, that is Abraham.
Phew! Let's stop right there with Abraham. I'll tell you a little more about him in a moment, but let's kick around a few questions. First, why is it important to think about Jesus' family tree, or the genealogy of Jesus? A few reasons. It's important to see the Bible, both the Old and New Testament, as a history book. It's filled with documented facts. These people all really lived. Like you, they are all part of God's plan. Which brings us to another reason why it's important to name names. God cares about nations, but even more importantly, he cares about individuals. He calls each of us by name. Also, genealogies are important and need to be documented because they play a significant role in proving that Jesus is the Messiah, as promised in the Old Testament. More on that later. Another question you may be wondering is this: why do family trees in the Bible only seem to include the names of men? Actually, some of the genealogies do mention women. The New Testament begins in the first chapter of Matthew with a genealogy that mentions several women: Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, Bathsheba, and Mary, the mother of Jesus. But it is true that, for the most part, family histories in the Bible are tracked through fathers and sons. One other thought you might be having about family trees: if you were to research your own family tree, what would you do if you found out your great-great-grandfather was not always the nicest person? Like maybe even a bank robber or some other criminal. Would you be ashamed? Would you try to hide it? Well, when God wrote the Bible, including the genealogies, he didn't hide anything. God